Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a separate movie review. Haven't done one of these in a while. Haven't done a movie review since I did the Hannibal Lecter films, when I did Manhunter and among all the other Hannibal films. But I know I've been meaning to review this film for a while because I know a really good subscriber of mine on here, a really good friend, Horrific Nightmares JM, wanted to hear my thoughts on this movie, and I figured I'd do this video to share my thoughts on the movie. So I figured it's a newer film from this year, and I really enjoyed the film right off the bat, and that review is going to be on Death Wish. Now, of course, this is the remake of the original Death Wish from the 70s with Charles Bronson. I believe the original film was in '74, I believe, with Charles Bronson. And of course, you don't know the story about Death Wish. In the original film, Charles Bronson is a guy who's an architect, and all these criminals break into his home, and they, do really horrible things, and his wife ends up getting killed, and his daughter's put in a coma, and he becomes a vigilante and goes after the bad people. It's the same thing with this film. Basically, that's the entire premise of Death Wish. These are vigilante-type movies. Now, the new Death Wish, and of course Charles Bronson played Paul Kersey in the original Death Wish movies, the five Death Wish movies that he did. But the new Death Wish stars Bruce Willis, this time as Paul Kersey. Other supporting characters, you have Elizabeth Shue, who plays his wife. Camilla Morrone is Paul Kersey's daughter. You also have Vincent D'Onofrio as Paul Kersey's brother. Other characters in the film, I'm not remembering at the moment. Dean Norris, who is I believe in Breaking Bad, is the main cop in the film. And his the female cop who works alongside Dean Norris, I always recognize her from John Q. She was Denzel's wife in John Q. So it's a pretty recognizable cast. And the story is very, very simple. It's basically follows the first Death Wish, the original Death Wish, I should say, where, and this one's a little bit different though, like some of those plots are, like some of those details are changed, but basically it's about, Bruce Willis' character is Paul Kersey, so they use the same character name, Paul Kersey. But in this time, in the new Death Wish, he's a surgeon this time, while in the original film he was an architect. But in this one, he's a surgeon, and basically, this thing happens, and one night he's out doing his job as a surgeon, and these guys break into his home, and they get his wife. His wife ends up dead. His daughter gets put in a coma, and then from there on, Paul Kersey ends up becoming a vigilante, going after the guys that did it. And that's basically all it is, this version of Death Wish. Now, right off the bat, this new Death Wish, I really, really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this film. I think what makes this film work is it's a very straightforward, to-the-point movie. It's a straight-to-the-point, simple story. It's about a vigilante movie. It doesn't try to be any more than it is, which I really like. It's a vigilante movie, and it knows what kind of movie it is, and it sticks with that, which I like. And I think the cast works really, really well together. Bruce Willis, I will admit though, when I first heard about this film being made and Bruce Willis was going to be in it, I'm like, really? Because I love the Death Wish franchise with Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson will always be Paul Kersey to me. And I'm a huge fan of the Death Wish films. I love the first 4 films. Mainly 3 and 4 are my favorites. 5 is alright, but it's better than some other films. It's not the worst one I've ever seen, but it's definitely the weaker one of the franchise. So when I heard that they were remaking Death Wish with Bruce Willis, I was kind of leery because I'm a huge fan, like I said, of the Death Wish franchise with Charles Bronson. And on top of that too, I mean, when I heard Bruce Willis' name, I'm like, because until this film was made, Bruce Willis' track record recently has not been very good. And that's a shame too, because I like Bruce Willis. I'm a huge fan of Bruce Willis. Die Hard 1, 2, 3, and 4, I really enjoy. Last Man Standing, I enjoy. The Last Boy Scout, I enjoy. I love Pulp Fiction. I love, I'm trying to think of some other ones that he was in. 12 Monkeys, that's another great one. I love Mercury Rising. I love the whole 9 yards. I think that's pretty underrated. I thought Bruce Willis was hilarious. I love The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis has been in so many good movies, and, and some of the more recent ones that he did, like in the 2000s, I really enjoyed Hostage, Live Free or Die Hard, that's Die Hard 4. I really enjoyed Tears of the Sun. So Bruce Willis has done a lot of films that I've enjoyed, and I really enjoyed him in Looper. And honestly, this film is probably my favorite thing that Bruce Willis has done since Looper, because after Looper, he did that one movie with Josh Duhamel, Fire with Fire, I think. I didn't care for that. I hated A Good Day to Die Hard. I did not like that. Red 2, I didn't care for Red 2. And like all the First Kill, I believe, with Hayden Christensen, which says it all right there. I mean, was not a fan of that either. I did like Once Upon a Time in Venice, though, but I'd probably say I enjoyed this more. Like, the one I like Once Upon a Time in Venice, but I really enjoyed Death Wish. Like, I enjoyed Death Wish more. So that's why I'm saying I like Death Wish. This is probably my favorite thing that Bruce Willis has done since Looper. And that's quite a while. It's been 6 years. Because a lot of between that has been crap. But I think Bruce Willis did a really good job as Paul Kersey. I think he has some nice moments in there, especially when he finds out what happened to his family. I thought Bruce Willis does have good emotional moments when he finds his daughter and he's in the hospital with his daughter. And I love the way Bruce Willis acts. I think he did a really good job, and that's why I'm saying this is probably my favorite thing that Bruce Willis has done since Looper. I really thought Bruce Willis did a great job as Paul Kersey. He does have some nice moments in there too. He has some funny one-liners. I like the revenge he gets. Like I love the stuff when he's training, how to shoot, target practice and things like that. Vincent D'Onofrio actually plays a good guy for once. I think Vincent D'Onofrio is a great actor. I really do enjoy him in this film as well. He is Paul Kersey's brother. And I really enjoy the villains in the film. I think Elizabeth Shue does a great job in the little role that she has. You have Mike Epps as one of the guys that Bruce Willis works for. Black Doug from the Hangover films and among other stuff. Mike Epps is in this film for a little bit. And I just think, and Eli Roth I like as a director. I like Cabin Fever. I like The First Hostel. I think he did a really solid job directing this. And Death Wish, it's definitely R-rated. It doesn't hold back, which I really like. It doesn't cut back on the violence. It's very bloody. Bruce Willis definitely gives these guys their comeuppance. Like, especially this one part where the guys, I'm sure you've seen it in the trailer, where he finds the guy in the garage, but there's a scene where it kind of makes it cringe, like, ooh, like this is how you can tell it's like really R-rated and things like that, where he cuts the guy's leg, and he's like pouring like light, I think it's like lighter fluid on it, like it's like burning him. And he's like, and he's like, try to give me some answers, that's what I'm saying. That's why I really enjoy Death Wish. It doesn't hold back. It's R-rated. It's a lot of fun to watch. I think Bruce Willis does a great job as Paul Kersey. I really enjoyed his performance. This is probably the most I've enjoyed a performance by him since Looper. I think the other cast members do a good job, like Vincent D'Onofrio, Elizabeth Shue, Mike Epps, Dean Norris. I think it's directed very, very solidly by Eli Roth. And of course, the whole thing you see on the back here, which is basically the final shot of the film, and once it cuts to black, it cuts to the end credits, the AC/DC's Back in Black, down, 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 down. And being a big fan of AC/DC, that was like the cherry on top of the sundae, or the icing on top of the cake. with a film ending with AC/DC's Back in Black, really makes the film even more enjoyable. But Death Wish, like I said, I really enjoy. I went into this film with a completely open mind. I didn't think I was going to like it as much, but I came out very, very much surprised. I really do enjoy this film. I give it about like an 8 out of 10. I think Bruce Willis does a good job. I like Vincent D'Onofrio. I like Elizabeth Shue. I like some of the action bits in there. It was a straightforward story, which I like. It doesn't try to be anything more than a vigilante movie. It doesn't try to put in these twists and turns and things like that. I just like that it was just a straightforward, to the point vigilante movie, which I really appreciate, because sometimes movies don't need to be complicated. You can make a simple story, make it entertaining, and I think this film does it really, really well. It's a very solid vigilante film. Paul Kersey's character I really do enjoy by Bruce Willis. I think he does a good job. The other cast members do fine. I like bits of action. I love how the way he gets revenge on the guys. That was a lot of fun to watch. And Bruce Willis has some great moments. And overall, I really enjoyed the new Death Wish. Very much. I'd probably say this is one of my favorite ones. I'd probably say this is probably my third favorite of the Death Wish franchise. I think this is a really, really good installment. It's a really good remake, too, of the original Death Wish. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Death Wish, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the review, and thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Alright guys, take care.